Hey there, Ben. There's a quick video for you. It's kind of hard to explain in words, so basically these trim pieces were pretty cracked in the beginning. When I got the car, I accidentally leaned on one when I was changing out the engine. So what I did was I took off all the pieces and I took off all the chips, and I used acetone and a soldering iron to on the inside to get the chips to be glued in. And the acetone melts the plastic a little bit. And then I used a mix of ABS cement, ABS glue, and actual ABS melted in acetone. So you can go to any Micro Center, if you have Micro Centers there, and get ABS plastic for 3D printing and then melt it down with acetone, and then you can reinforce this whole inside section with like a coating of ABS and acetone, and it will melt into the plastic and reinforce this and make it be a little stronger. Then what I did is I sanded these parts down with wood sand paper first. I think it was 320 grit, and then I took 400 grit sandpaper and I sanded it down. And you can use Bondo if you want, if you have any big chips or cracks in this. This is something that happened with mine. I got some bubbles because I must have had some oil stuck in the plastic, but it looks good from a couple feet away. So then what I did was I threw a primer on there, just a gray primer. Workshop's a little messy right now. It's up here somewhere. It's just here it is, filler primer. I used this, and then once that dried, I sanded it, 400 grit, and then you make sure all the weird, it's called like orange peeling, is all sanded down, and then you use this trim paint. You got to make sure you do this when it's warm out. I wouldn't do it right now. And then I use trim paint. I use 2 coats of that on the trim and let it sit for a week before putting it on. And then there's the question of the weather stripping. So this is all new weather stripping. I got it right here, and you can just order that from just doing my speakers. I have a bag around here somewhere. Well, it comes in a big bag. I have a secondary bag around here just in case it went out of stock. Can't find it right now, of course. But here's what it looks like. The people that make it is called Unicraft Automotive, and you get a lot. It was enough to do all 3 pieces. So this one, and that one, and I had this much left over, and I wasted some from just messing up a couple times. So you only need to buy 1 kit. It's $25 for a kit, and it's really good quality. And in order to glue that on, don't use super glue. You want to use a mix of craft glue, something like this, or you could use a little bit of super glue at the ends. So like when you get to an end, like right here, you want to use a little bit of super glue, and then the rest of this needs to be slightly flexible. So you want to buy trim tape adhesive. It's really thin. You could just type it on eBay. It's called like trim adhesive tape, double side. And I got this in this, I think this is 3mm. And then I have a thinner one. I think this is 2mm. And that works real good. Again, use that in warm temp because it's not sticky in the hot. And then obviously don't touch it for a week to let it kind of suck in there. And yeah, that's about it. And then obviously, you just bought the trim screws. So here's what they look like. So you get a better idea. And there's the one up there, and that comes with the spacer, and they're all held in there pretty good. Also, you know, this, you have to make sure that the inside pieces that hold the trim screws in are in good shape, and you can reinforce those with the ABS and acetone mix. You can just slab it on there on the inside here, and it should reinforce that weird screw thing, that brass retainer in there. So yeah, that's it. That's how I did it. Lucky enough to have an intact visor. All right, well, have a good one, man. Thanks for your order.